Heavy metal rock.
Global Mind.
All in the name of the evil one, the great deceiver, the blackest sun, the serpent's path now it leads.
I'm Robert Cavuto, and today on My Global Mind, I'm pleased to be speaking with Wednesday 13 to talk about the band's new album, Mid-Death Crisis, that will be out April 25th, and to share some insight about his current tour. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love the title, Mid-Death
Thank you.
Crisis.
It's funny,
So,
right? It makes you smile, and you go,
it
"Wow,
does.
that's a morbid way to look at it." But yeah, that made me smile. My drummer, I have to give him credit for that he came up with that title. I was backstage complaining one day about getting old, and I was just on a rant, and he walked by and just in the middle he goes, "Sounds like you're having a mid-death crisis," and just kept walking, and it made me laugh, and I went, "That's a great title," and I just sort of put it in the back of my mind. And when it was time to come up with titles for songs and the album, this was definitely up there, and it became the title.
I love it. It's a lot of truth to it too. You know, it's like you get to that certain age where you just like everything
Mhm.
hurts, everything's tiring, and you're like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I mean, it's appropriate title. It's the 10th album. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in August. I'll be 50 next year. To even think that I'm still doing this and still having fun doing it, it's just, I had to kind of laugh about it. So this is a laughing all the way to the grave record.
You know, before we talk about the album, you bring up a great point. You have some relentless tour schedule. You're playing a show almost every day. How do
Yeah.
you handle that? How do you know, not go exhausted all the time?
We got a good group of people we travel with, and that makes all the difference. Just having people around you that you want to be around, and people that want to be there and enjoy what they do. The whole reason of getting into playing rock and roll was to not have a responsibility and not have a job. So when this feels like a job to me, then I don't want to do it. So we try to have fun out here, and I feel like it is like that for us. So I try to have fun with it. I enjoy it, and every night I go out, I see just a whole new group of fans. The teenagers have discovered us,
Yeah.
and they're at every show, and I just it's exciting again. It's almost like yeah, it's like watching someone discover us for the first time. I play a lot of shows, and I have a pretty good memory. I recognize a lot of people because I play a lot of the places once a year. I meet There's a lot of diehard fans that travel, and just I've seen them for years and years and years. But to see brand new faces and people, it's a cool thing. So maybe it gives me another 20 years.
It's great. You know, I saw you 2022, Strasbourg, PA. It's a great show.
Mhm.
Tremendous performance.
Thank you. And that's the thing I keep working on too. I try to be a better performer, and with this album and tour and everything, I feel like we've stepped everything up on everything, the live front, energy, everything. It's just there's a new Wednesday 13 with this record that wasn't there on the Horrifier album.
That's a great album. I love it. Tremendous songwriting, a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment on it. When you're writing, do you visualize your songs for a scene for a potential movie? This always feels very cinematic.
Usually, if I'm lucky and my brain is firing on all the cylinders, I can, I can get visions for these songs, and usually that becomes videos or something like that, or a T-shirt or anything. So, with this record, I was just a million ideas with imagery and videos, and like I can't recall a record I've had where I had this many ideas, where I literally had a video plot for every song or a t-shirt or some sort of little something you could tie in with it. So that was just felt very creative this time around, and I'm excited to start writing new music too.
Wow, that's hardcore. Just to hit the ground running again. What keeps you in the horror theme, and what keeps it fresh for you? Do you watch a lot of movies? Is it just your brain going crazy all the time? What's going on?
I just keep watching the same stuff I've always grew up on. Like I mean, like I bring a big thing of movies, and I'm constantly watching DVDs on the bus. And we just watched an old movie called Duel from the '70s. Like it's like Steven Spielberg's first movie
Hmm.
about a truck that's trying to kill this guy for 2 hours. Grew up watching it. I'm watching it again. So I just constantly surround myself. I mean, we're on the bus right now. I've got a posters hanging up of Planet of the Apes and They Live, and our bus has a big giant GI Joe Cobra symbol on it. So I always surround myself with this imagery at home. My decorations at home are just I'm a collector. I collect everything from my youth, and so I'm around this constantly. So I'm never not around it. So it's always there, and I don't have to go searching for it. It's there. So when I write music, playing a guitar riff, what am I going to sing about? Oh well, about Planet of the Apes today.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're never running out of ideas and you're never confined, I guess, to that horror theme because you're always your brain's always going 24/7. Like
Hmm.
minutes of love, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I'm always, and I go back and watch old stuff that I haven't seen since I was a kid, and I see it through adult eyes now. And I go, oh, I understand that. That didn't make sense to me then. So it's like, and just with newer movies, I just don't connect with that. I don't really connect with newer music. The same thing. So I keep myself in my comfort zone, and that's my fountain of youth too. It keeps me young, I feel like.
That's great. That's great. You know, the first single, When the Devil Commands, great song. What made you choose that one? And great video, by the way.
Thank
What
you.
made
Thank you.
you make that song the lead song that you wanted to alert the world?
I don't know if that was the right song, or I don't know. I just when I listened to the whole album, I thought I knew my fan base would like that song, but I was thinking more beyond that. I'm always with every record and every show I play, I'll stare at the front row. That's people's giving me all that energy. But that one dude in the back with his back against the wall that got drugged to the show that isn't into it, I want to win him over in my show. Same thing with my record. I want to win that guy. I know my fans are going to listen to it, but I'm looking for that guy that said I don't like Wednesday 13. So I threw a ball out there for those people. I thought when the devil commands, the riff, it's nothing new, original, or anything, but it's a cool song, and it's a cool riff. And when you instantly play that riff, people just start moving their head to it. And so I was going for that person in the back of the audience that would move. And I feel like I got a lot of people to listen to that song just because they like the riff.
And you got
Uh,
one of the hardcore fans that you have a little sentence in there about from Murder Dolls. The devil made
yeah,
me do it, I'll do it again. So the hardcore fans could really appreciate that part of it too.
yeah, definitely. And the visual thing I had with that, I just was really able to bring it to life and make it, make it really cool.
Was that a nod, tip of the hat, so to speak, to Murder Dolls to throw that in there?
Well, the devil made me do it it came from my Frankenstein drag queen band that Murder Dolls ended up doing that song
Mhm.
when we played live. So yeah, when I came up with that, it was definitely like a little nod to throw back, and that's something I've heard a lot of my favorite artists do. And so Alice Cooper's done it, and it's just always fun to throw back a reference on an old song, and and for those old diehard fans that it's like an Easter egg hidden for them, and for the new people they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, it's a great song. The one that keeps going on in my head repeatedly is Decapitation.
That's the one. That's the one.
That is the one that's just like, oh my God, wake up in the morning and I go, oh my God, I should be thinking about this in the morning. And it's a great song, and
Thank
it
you.
does
Thank
have a
you.
Murder Doll vibe to it.
Yeah, that song, believe it or not, that's the song that just came out that I wasn't expecting it to end up the way it did and liking it as much as I did, because that song was almost like, I want to say, a throwaway track, but the idea was to write a really quick song. All my other records had segues in between songs and stuff, and this time I went, oh, I'm going to write, instead of a segue, I'm going to write a short punk rock kind of song, and Decapitation was going to be one of those little songs. And then once I let everybody kind of hear the demo, they were like, "Man, this is a really cool song." And I'm like, "Is it really?" I just didn't think of it as a real song, so to speak. And once we finished it, I mean, this is really good. I mean, if there's a song you could play and go, what song represents Wednesday 13? It's just this song may be the song that one day you could say that. Like it's got all of the elements that I think represent what I do the best. It's catchy, and when you realize what you're saying, you're just like, holy, am I really singing that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, am I just a happy song about decapitating someone?
Yeah. I think it's good. I think my next favorite would be My Funeral. I think
I
that's a great song too. And I think it
thank
has
you.
like that one has an Alice Cooper vibe, but all still sounding like Wednesday 13, but still I think the
Awesome.
vocal phrasing, maybe the way you phrase the vocals.
Yeah, there's definitely a Alice snarl on
Yeah.
that. And that's something that I learned that it's not just that I do. I remember I watched an interview with Dee Snider talking about the Twisted Sister song Captain Howdy,
Mhm.
and the way he sings that song, he's like, "I'm doing my best Alice Cooper." And I'm like, "Oh, it does sound like Dee doing Alice." And so when I go into the studio, sometimes I crank the Alice knob on certain songs. My
That's
Funeral, I do it on Decapitation too. The end of that song is an ode to Alice Cooper too. But yeah, I just with My Funeral, it's a sarcastic song. So when I think of sarcasm, Alice is the best delivery of his little, just the way he says anything. It's just like that, you know. So that song's definitely got the dial turned up on it. And that song originally was the first, I think the first song I wrote for the record. And originally that was going to be the name of the album. And it ended up getting pushed around, and I still think it's a great song. But that's cool that you mentioned that, because a lot of people say they like that song, but
yeah,
that was the first one that kind of got me writing the songs for this album.
that's pretty neat. That's great to know. Like I was mentioning, I saw you in 2022.
Mhm.
Completely magnetic show, really enjoyed it. At
Thank
what
you.
point did you realize you weren't just a guitar player, you weren't just a singer, but you were also going to be a full-blown performer? What was that moment that the switch flipped for you?
I don't know. I just want to be the best at what I can do. I never satisfied. I wanted to be better at it. Like being a guitar player, um, I became a singer because my band never found a front guy that worked. And one day I just went, "Hey, check out this song I wrote." And the words kind of go like this. And I mumbled kind of what I wanted to say. And the band went, "Whoa, you sound cool." And their confidence in me made me explore that. And then when I got on stage, and and Joey was a big person to really crank the dial up on it, because when pretty much discovered me with Murder Dolls, he had worked alongside, you got Corey Taylor, who now is, he's one of the best front guys ever. And
Yeah,
Joey would be like, "Wednesday, you got a unique voice. You're good. You can do this. You can." And he believed in me to make me go, "You know what? I can be as good of a front guy." So I just took a lot of notes, and over the years, I want to be as good of a front man when I go see Alice Cooper and go, "Man, that he's the best at his game." I want people to walk away when they see Wednesday 13 and go, "Man, that he's the best at what he does." And I feel like I'm just now getting to that point where people acknowledge that. Like it's something I worked hard to do, and it hasn't been easy, but I guess I haven't stopped learning. I take notes. I don't think I'm good enough, and I just want to be better and better. And I try to listen to my heroes.
when I saw you play, you opened up for Alice Cooper. I think it was like what, 2005, Roseland Ballroom,
Yeah, we did that. We've opened for
and
Alice many times, but
and
so I got to see it in person.
you were playing guitar. I
Yeah.
don't think when I
Mhm.
saw you in 2022, you weren't playing guitar. What was the transition for putting the guitar down?
Um, I was in a car accident in 2007, and I broke my collarbone, and I couldn't tour playing guitar for a few months. And we got a fill-in guitar player. And when that happened, I just started doing more frontman stuff. That really kind of started the switch there. I just started enjoying that. And I thought on guitar I was okay, and vocals I was okay, but I couldn't do them to the best of my ability doing both. And so when I played guitar, my vocals suffered, I thought, live. And so I was a better front man when I could focus on that. And I just went that way with it. And then with this new record, I started playing guitar again in the studio, which is a lot of fun. But as far as being a guitar player live, I don't think I really want to do that or have the idea of doing that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was really impressed with the transition also. I think a lot of people when they put down the guitar, they seem very naked and exposed.
I did. I did feel naked.
You
That's
don't see
why I
that when I
went.
saw you recently.
Yeah, I said that was the same thing. When I didn't have a guitar, I felt naked, and I went, "All right, you got to do something." And I did. I started moving, and that's what you see is what happened.
And there was no turning back from that, right?
No, no, no. And recently, I had to play. I played guitar at sound check the other day. Our guitarist was out for sound check, and I just played a couple songs the other day, and it was as much fun as it was. I don't think I missed that playing because my brain now is just I'm such a perfectionist on when I was playing I was like I can't concentrate on both of these things. What if it was just a force
Yeah.
within me was fighting.
I always give people credit, like Paul Stanley, who could sing and play guitar.
He
I
is the greatest. He is the greatest
Yep,
frontman guitar player of all time.
I agree 100%. And still, still is in my mind. I
Yep,
think,
still is. No one moves like that dude. Is like he's got it. Paul Stanley's the man. I listen to Kiss every day on a daily basis. It isn't a day that we go by we don't hear Kiss.
favorite album, favorite Kiss album.
uh Rock and Roll Over is my favorite.
Mine's Destroyer.
Destroyer is has become a new favorite of mine most recently. So still Rock and Roll Over is my favorite though.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. That was the first album I ever bought, and that was the first Kiss album, obviously. So that
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of emotional connection to it. But I think there's not a bad song on that album. I think there's
No, no, their Kiss is just it's crazy. It's a band I just as I get older I just get more into them. It's crazy, and our whole band is like that. We're into it.
That's great. When I did see you play, you played Nowhere from the Murder
Hmm.
Dolls. The place went nuts. Do you
Yes.
think the Murder Dolls are getting bigger? I mean, I know Joey's gone. I know that there'll never be another Murder Dolls album, but like the legacy of those songs.
It's growing. Yeah,
I
like I
think
said,
so.
there's a teenage audience now, so they're hearing the stories about it. It's just like I never thought it would be like this. It's crazy to be a part of something that's being discovered like that, but it's just like
15 years later, right?
it's just like when I discovered the Sex Pistols and the Ramones.
Mhm.
I'm just like I miss this, but I'm discovering it now, and I love and I wanted to know everything about it, and I just jumped into it. Didn't matter when I jumped on. So I think that's just what's happening, and as you look back on a lot of these bands, you see how unique Murder Dolls was amongst that timeline and just a band. We were an oddball band at the time and an oddball time. It was very cool to be a part of that.
No, I think what was that like 2010, right? Was that Women and Children?
That was the second album. The first one was 2002, 2003. So we got two runs with that with Murder Dolls, and it was two different time periods, and it was both crazy. And now I'm seeing it, 15 years after the last record. Now I'm seeing a whole new group of people discover it.
That's a great album. Both of them great. I really Women and
Thank you.
Children. I got turned on to Women and Children first because I think Mick Mars was playing guitar on My Blood
Mhm.
Valentine, right?
Yes, yes, we got him on two tracks. He played on Bloodstained Valentine
Bloodstained Valentine.
and what's the other one? Drug Me to Hell.
Great songs too. I think so. I got turned on to that, and then I listened to the whole album, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is great!"
It's a good record, man. I listen to that record as a fan sometimes, not as myself, but because I really like hearing those songs. Because a lot of those songs were songs that I had wrote as demos that I didn't think were going to be songs or good enough songs. And when Joey heard those songs, he was like, "Summertime Suicide, Nowhere." He goes, these are hit songs," and I'm like, "Really?" And once we recorded them and I heard them, I'm just like, now I hear them the same way he heard 'em. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, like I actually had "Summertime Suicide" in the in the batch of maybe songs. And when I hear that and see the reaction when we play that song, it's like, you're crazy. So I don't know. I don't really second guess myself anymore about songs. I just try to go, man, is that good? I have a gut feeling. Like the song in Misery for the new record.
Right.
Like I knew that was going to be a good song with my fans, and I didn't know that I'd get the reaction I did. They love this song. Like it's cool to know that ahead of time. Like almost like being not cocky, just confident, knowing, man,
Yeah.
I got a winner with this one.
Yeah, it sounds like Joey not only was a great inspiration for the songwriting, but also in your confidence level too, which
Yeah,
helped create the
yeah.
chemistry of the band.
I always refer to him as him still being there when I record stuff, and I literally in the back of my mind I go, what would he do? What would he say? He'd be like, do that again. If I do a vocal take and I go, was that good?
Oh.
What would in the back of my mind, what would Joey say? Joey go, fucking do it again. Yeah, go back in there and do that scream. I doesn't do it. I go do it.
I never met him, but I hear great things about him, and
Yeah,
his drumming, from what I predominantly know him also from Slipknot, was tremendous too.
yeah. He was the master of that.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about your stage persona, Alice goes back to the 60s,
Mhm.
and he's kind of grown into the Alice Cooper character. So when you see him, you go, that's Alice Cooper. On stage, he's another persona of Alice Cooper. How about
Mhm.
Wednesday 13? How does, Joseph Poole, Wednesday 13 work together?
You know, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out myself. Like almost just kind of recently, my friend I do a podcast with every week.
Mhm.
He's a newer friend of mine, so he didn't know of me much, like up until just a couple of years ago. And he's like, it's crazy that I do this podcast with you, and I see this guy that's speaking right now. He goes, but when you go on stage, you're not the same guy I'm talking to. I'm like, no,
Right.
and I don't really. I mean, I don't really think about it. Like until we go on stage, I'm goofing around with the guys, like as we're walking on. But as soon as we get on stage, and it's not just me, all of us, we all turn like a little switch on, like a little Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing, and we get out that person that we maybe can't do during the day or want to do during the day. We get to kind of act it out. But I tell with us, we go on stage and pretend like we're in Kiss,
That's great.
and I know that's maybe but that's an analogy I told the guys a long time ago. I said, just go on stage and pretend like you're in Kiss for an hour and have fun. And then we all start watching videos going, whoa, look at that move. That looks cool. So we just get on stage and have fun. I don't know if I'm answering your question,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, I go on stage and I just try to just get lost in it for a bit, and I want people to not think about the outside world. And I'm the same way. I'm in that moment, and I think a lot of that gets lost with newer music these days. I don't feel it from other bands, but not to side on other bands or say they're bad. I grew up on a certain type of rock and roll, and that's how I like it.
No, it's a great escape, and I enjoyed it. And I'll be honest with you, when I saw you open up for Alice Cooper in New York City, I was
Hmm.
frightened. I was like, "Holy shit, this guy is like lives it, eats it, sleeps it, dreams it." He's literally frightening. Then I went to PNC Uproar Festival with
Hmm.
Rob Zombie was playing, and you were also there. And I did. Somebody said, "Do you want to interview you?" And I was like, "This
Hmm.
guy is gonna eat me up and spit me out. This guy is like." He's terrifying. I was like, and you came out and you were just a regular guy. And we had a great interview and a great chat. And I even recall saying to you, I was like, I thought you were going to kill me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. No, that's a cool thing too. And I've always kind of liked that too. Like when I saw Alice Cooper do interviews, he was that guy, and when he went on stage, he turned it on.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that. I don't know why. He's just kind of been the guy he set the blueprint up for what I do, and I followed almost every single thing. Sometimes in the beginning, I think I was doing it, because I knew I was doing it. Now just it's ironic. You look back and go, whoa! Like I look at a lot of my history now and go, man, it's kind of lined up the same way my rock and roll hero did.
That's great. Well, listen, I want to be respectful to your time. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I
Dude,
love
thank
the
you.
album. I can't say enough great things about it. So
Thank you.
I'll be listening to
And
it
and and, and
nonstop.
you'll get a decapitation video on the 4th single. That's going to be and I'm going to give a video just as good as the song.
Awesome. That'd be great.
So,
I can't wait for
yeah.
it. Well,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you so
gonna be-
much. Have a great show. All right.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Heavy metal rock.
My global mind.